Keiko, and today I'm going to show you how I spin my Suri Alpaca fibers. So there are different forms you can spin. So you can spin what are known as roving. So these are usually mill processed, and these are usually the best ones to start with if you've never spun Suri. And I will do a separate video on that one. But today I'm going to show you how you can spin just washed, fluffed Suri alpaca, since it's really low processing, and you can buy it washed or you can wash it yourself, and it's very accessible and easy to get compared to like a roving, which you might need to mill process. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how you can spin some textured yarn. So it's a very natural looking yarn. Not sure you can see that looks something like this. Okay, so before we even begin, in case you don't have a spinning wheel yet, you can always use a drop spindle that you can make or buy. These are really cheap and practice. It does use a lot of the same ideas, and it does help you learn how to draft. So this is a good thing to practice on. But I'm going to go ahead and work on the wheel. So after you purchase your washed fleece, if you have no tools, it's okay. You can just fluff it. So you're going to want to fluff it. Yeah, there you go. Like so. And I'll just kind of sit around and talk with my family and fluff away. And I'll just put these fluffed ones in my bag. So other ways you can process this is you do need some tools. You can use a wool picker. That can be a little big tool, which has a lot of nails. That's a wool picker. You can also get a drum carder, which is really fun, but they'll kind of help align your fiber. So you can do all that, but again, low what is it, input? And since it is very hard to get our fleeces processed at a mini mill, it takes a very long time and it can be very costly, especially with shipping. This is a really great option. So these are mostly fluffed, and I will show you how to do this. So Suri tends to be very slick and slippery for some people if they are used to other fibers, and the key to spinning it really well is, one, fluffing it really nicely. That'll help you get softer yarn, and adjusting the tension. So for mine, this is a lendrum. My tension is adjusted right here with this little knob, and every spinning wheel is going to be a little different. I'm not sure you can see it, but this is where I would adjust it. So if you pull too hard, since it's really slippery, it's going to break, and you won't be able to spin. And if it's, yes, hi Peppy, I've got two little dogs down here. Oh, what was I saying? Okay, let me just go ahead and do that. Okay. Oh, right, and if it's, if the tension's too high and it pulls too, wait, no, I already said that. If it's too loose, you end up getting an overspin yarn that's not going anywhere. It's probably just gonna sit right here where you're holding it. So I just sort of hold, oh, sorry, little dog, don't do that. Ah! Whoops. Okay. Cooper, please don't play with my fiber. Oh, too late. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, sorry, get my shoes off. And I'm going to adjust my tension, so probably should do it up close. Can you see this? I'm going to double check real quick. Just to the camera, so you'll get a tighter shot of what I'm actually doing with my hands and the fiber. So, oh, all right. Okay, so let me get my fiber out, and the way I'm drafting is kind of just as I go. If you're kind of not wanting to do that, you can sort of pre-draft your fiber ahead of time a little bit. So you could kind of, let me just put this down for a second. So you can kind of do it like this and create sort of like your roving actually. So hopefully you can see that. I'm a little blind. I can't really see the distance without my glasses, but my video camera is a bit at a distance so that you can get a angled view. So, all right, I think that will do. So we'll do it like that. Okay, so this is just naturally spun. And again, I'm going to check my tension. So this is, I'm going to tighten it just a bit. Okay, so there we go. So where it connects, it's like any other fiber that you would spin. You just pinch it, and let the twist come to it. And then as the twist travels, you can let it keep going, travel, and then you can give it to the whale. So, okay, so I've got a little bit of fluff here, and I'm just twisting. So I'm going a little on the slow side here. I am using the, I think the jumbo plying head, since I am making a textured yarn, and this is most likely just going to be a single ply. So single ply is just a single. I'm not going to double ply it, and yeah. Okay, so all I'm doing is just feeding it to the wheel and kind of adjusting it here with my hands. I'm going pretty slow. So just like with other fibers, you don't want to over twist it because it will make it hard kind of yarn and it won't feel so good. Okay, and you can see that I'm kind of drafting as I'm spinning here. And so one other thing you want to be looking for is the staple length of your fiber. So a staple length of your fiber just means the length of your fiber. And it should be pretty uniform. And most Suri alpacas, if you buy the prime fiber, is going to be about, well, mature ones are usually like 4 to 6 inches. It does vary depending on the age and status of the alpaca. If they are breeding females, you know, they're not going to be able to put as much energy and growth into their fiber. You'll get some of the longer ones in the younger girls or younger animals, male or female. Also, every year their fiber does get coarser. So the micron, so it's the fineness of the fiber. So that's actually not staple. So sorry about that. And back to staple length, there is some genetic variations too. I've seen some of my animals tend to have longer staple length, while others are so-so. So that. And so depending on the staple length, how much you pull and how much I guess where it's not going to break as easily is going to be determined. Sorry, that didn't come out quite right. So, for instance, see if I pull right here, because I have a pretty long staple length, it's not going to break as easily, whereas if you had really short, a lot of short fibers, if you pulled right here, it would just kind of fall apart. So having long staple length is actually, will probably make it easier for beginners to spin. Yeah, oopsie. Okay, so, yeah, so a little extra. And you can go faster. Here, let me go a little faster. So yeah, there's a lot of time to kind of fix and sort of adjust how thick you want it. So that's a little lumpy, but that's okay. I don't mind. And as for stuff you can make with alpaca fiber, so alpaca fiber in general, and especially Suri, tends to be beautiful with a drape, but it doesn't have a whole lot of memory. So what that means is if you want it to hold shape, they're not going to do as well, but if you like things that drape, like scarves, cowls, and stuff like that. These things do beautifully. Okay, so that's how you do natural Suri fiber that's just washed. That's all there is to it. Enjoy!